Hello everyone, I'm Xiong Xing,
I'm Eleanor Tan Yi Mei.
and today we will be conducting an interview as part of the course requirement for grammar and context in our school. And here today we have Dr. Colin with us, and he is an associate professor within International Tropical Forestry in UMS, and his areas of expertise is a forest ecologist.
Our topic today will be basically about climate change. We will focus on the roles of forest and forestry.
Okay, so as we know, climate change is one of the biggest crises facing humanity. So what is climate change actually?
Okay, so climate change is a result of the accumulation of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. And greenhouse gases, the main ones are carbon dioxide and methane, as well as water vapour. Of these, the ones which we have most control about are carbon dioxide and methane. And carbon dioxide is released by humans through our activities such as burning fossil fuels and degradation of our forests, and also through the processing of cement.
Okay, so Dr. Colin, in your opinion, what are the impacts of climate change towards the forest ecosystem?
Okay, so there are what we refer to as sort of ones we've already got evidence for, which are well documented. And these include measured increases in global temperatures. Using the long-term temperature records, which extend back something like about 150 years, we know that the mean temperature has been increasing by about 0.1 degree per decade. Okay. We also have some evidence that there are changes in rainfall patterns. And of course you understand that rainfall patterns will determine what plants and what ecosystems will grow in those areas. So they're the ones we know about. We also are using something referred to as global circulation models. Global circulation models are a tool which allows us to try to predict what will happen in the future. Okay, and this is where we predict how high temperatures will go, how rainfall patterns will be impacted. Okay, so there's stuff we know about, which is a small increase in temperatures, and then there's what we don't know about, which will happen in the next 100 years. And it may be up to an 8-degree rise in temperatures.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very good explanation. So, what is forest degradation and deforestation, and how does it actually impact climate change?
Okay, so forest degradation and deforestation are the second largest emitters of greenhouse gases, particularly carbon dioxide. Deforestation is where you take a forested area and you clear it and you convert it to an alternative land use. So you've taken all that carbon which is locked up in the plant's biomass and you've released it into the atmosphere, and it will cause an increase in the global atmospheric CO2 concentrations. You also, when you're doing that, you reduce the carbon sink. And a carbon sink is how much carbon dioxide is stored in the biosphere. Okay, so you're reducing the amount of forest area, you're reducing the carbon sink, so you reduce how much carbon the forest can retain. So that's deforestation. We have degradation, where you don't completely clear the forest, you degrade it. And degrade it means you damage the forest structure. Okay, so you remove all the big trees, all the ones which store a lot of carbon, and you leave maybe behind lots of pioneer, quick-growing species, low carbon density. Okay, so it doesn't have as much carbon storage capacity.
Wow, that is such a clear explanation. Okay, how could forestry play a role in preventing climate change?
Okay, so that's a very good question. In the past, forestry had always been about exploiting our forests for timber. Okay, and forestry has had a change in its mindset. and we now do something called sustainable forest management. And sustainable forest management is where you manage the forest as it suggests sustainably. So you manage it for timber production, but you also manage it for retaining carbon, for retaining biodiversity. So it's using a different management system which causes less damage to the forests. Okay? And the prime example of that, which was developed in Sabah, is what we refer to as reduced impact logging. Okay? And reduced impact logging is you go into the forest before you harvest it and you measure all the trees. Okay? And you measure the position of all the trees. And then you go out of the forest and you plan your forestry development. So you plan where you're going to put the logging roads. You plan which direction you're going to fell the trees. Okay? You also go in 6 months before you harvest the tree and you cut all the climbers. Okay? And the idea behind that is 6 months before, the climbers, which act like steel cables connecting the trees, in the old system when you cut down one tree, you pulled lots of other trees over. Okay? With the climber cutting, once you've cut them, they become weak. So when you go back into reduced impact logging and you fell one tree, you cause less damage. Okay? And so the whole idea behind this new reduced impact logging is to try to minimize the damage to the residual sand. So you cause less degradation. Less degradation means your forests are going to recover better, means they're going to retain more carbon dioxide, carbon in the biomass. They're also going to be more productive. They're going to be able to sequester more carbon.
That's such a clear explanation regarding the climate change. Thank you for your time with us, Dr. Colin. It was nice having you with us today.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Good luck with your course.
Good morning, everyone. So today we have a very special guest here. Her name is Dr. Madiha from BMRI, the Borneo Marine Research Institute here in UMS. So for now, we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Firas, she's
Tasha.
and she is.
I'm Q or Karunisa.
Okay, so our topic today will be a special one. It's climate change. We know that climate change is a very big issue now. So I guess without further ado, we will start the interview now. So, doctor, we know that some people often get confused between climate and weather. And we know that those aren't exactly the same thing, but could you explain to our audience what exactly the difference are between climate and weather?
Okay, first of all, thank you for interviewing me this morning. Yeah. Talk about climate and global warming. It's a quite related phenomena. Yeah, we cannot separate these two things because they are interrelated phenomenon. Okay, for climate change, it's usually we refer that the side effect of the phenomena of increasing temperature of the earth. Yeah, so means that global warming is we concern about the increasing of temperature, while in climate change we focusing or we just take into account the side effect because of the global warming.
So basically, there's a very large distinction between the two that people often don't understand.
Yeah. Actually, it's two things going together, which is one is the cause, and another cause means that rising temperature, global warming, and another one is the climate change, which is the effect of global temperature rising up. So it means global warming, the global become warm.
Okay, now it's my turn to ask doctor about the greenhouse gases. So is it bad or good, and if it is bad, why?
Okay, before we determine either greenhouse gases is good or bad to to human or to our earth, the first thing we need to know what is greenhouse gases. Okay, in our earth, we are covered by we have gases. Yeah, there's 7 gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, and these gases will absorb the energy from the sunlight. So means that when it absorb the light it will also absorb the heat energy. So means that this heat energy absorbed by the gases of the atmosphere is quite important to heat our earth surface, especially in the ground. So means that we really need greenhouse gases, in this world, in this earth, because they will help to maintain our like growth, the plant, to do the photosynthesis. But the concern about greenhouse gases in terms of climate change or global warming is the excessive of greenhouse effect, which is the carbon dioxide released in the atmosphere might cause the pollution. So means that the greenhouse gases is a good things because it's a natural things occur, it's natural phenomena. But in the other hand, when we got excessive of carbon dioxide, which is one of the greenhouse gases, might be harmful to human, especially will create the air pollution, especially in city area.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
So basically, like everything else, too much of something isn't good.
Yeah, it's better
Okay.
to be a moderate.
Okay.
That is actually kind of true. Like I've read in news, or I'm not sure whether it's an article or a news on Flipboard. It was like talking about greenhouse gases effect and then the climate change and global warming. Like if our Earth doesn't have greenhouse effect to trap some of the Earth temperature, we would like get the Earth temperature, and that would be like below 0 degrees Celsius. It
Yes.
would be like negative,
Like,
right?
it's like a ice age.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
we won't feel summer, the
Yeah.
the warmth right now we're like having in the tropics. Aside, like we know climate change is like a major thing. Is it possible that we could stop it, like in the future, like the impact of climate change in the future?
Talk about to stop the climate change things or climate change issue. It relates to social behavior of human. Yeah, it's very difficult to change human mentality, change human habits, but it's worth to try. Yeah, we need to start from now. Of course, we cannot solve this problem abruptly or immediately. It might be take a very slow and a continuous way to reduce it. Yeah, so it means that we start from the different layer, generation, how to approach this awareness of climate change. I believe one day we might reduce this problem. Saya sendiri pun lupa apa nak jawab. Will reduce this problem, but not really to solve.
Just to
Reduce it. Yeah,
Just to
possible
minimize
minimize the effect, but not totally to diminish all this problem. Yeah, I think that's all.
I see.
Like we can like slowly bringing like
Continuously work. Yeah.
like trying to create
Awareness.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
such as maybe just telling people to bring bags to the supermarket to reduce the plastic.
Yeah, reduce plastic, save energy. It's
Yeah.
like an
Save
Earth
water.
hour,
Yeah.
which is we need to like reduce not only 1 hour, switch off the lights, but maybe we need like
Maybe
continuously.
we can do it every week, or it's
Yeah.
all based on the individuals.
Yeah, it's like awareness start from us first, and then after that we can share the positive vibes to people around us. Yeah.
And it's good that nowadays companies are starting to be more green. We know that, in America, Tesla focuses on cars that uses electricity and so on. So I think we are headed towards the right direction,
Yeah.
as Dr. Madiha had stated just now. It's just that we are still very young and very slow into a more regenerative process.
So that's why I said that talk about when we want to change the mentality, it will take a huge work, holistic work to solve this problem. But yeah, don't give up. Yeah, this is our everybody's responsibility. So we need to work together to mitigate or to reduce this problem or to handle this problem, which is regard of climate change. Yeah.
Okay guys, thanks for watching. That's all for today. And let's save the it!
I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Yeah.
We had a great time. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.